Hello and welcome everyone, Stormy Sensei here. No game tonight. We're going to be watching, I'm hoping we're able to watch, the Indie Showcase and the Direct Partner Showcase. Let's see how long this video is. Okay, 42 minutes. Alright, good. So we're going to actually be able to watch the thing from today. I was a little worried because I didn't really check ahead of time. If you remember the last direct that there was, they didn't post the video afterwards, so I never got to do a reaction for it, but they posted it on the Switch, so we can go through this. Hello there to Demon. This is my first time going through everything here, so I'm going to probably pause a couple of times in case there's like a game that I actually want to add to the future game streaming. We'll see.
We'll now present today's Indie World Showcase.
If they do Just Dance, we're gonna have to like, what's it called? Fast forward through it. Alright, so we're starting off with Indie World.
We're back with more indie games headed to the Nintendo Switch system.
Alright, it's time to lay our cards on the table.
Sure thing. Wait, why is there a Joker in my hand?
Here's the deal.
Alright, card-based games are usually an instant skip for me. We'll see how this one plays out. If I understood the game Baltro, then maybe it would be more important to me. But as is, this is so far a skip. I don't even know I know of some of these games. Like I've heard of Darkest Dungeon and Among Us, and I know like some of these collaboration games, but I don't know all of them. Like I don't know what Dave the Diver is.
Hola, som nou d'estudi a l'equip darrere de Gris i ara el pròxim joc Neva. El nostre joc és una història de maternitat.
This is probably going to be good. These are good games. These two games in the background are pretty good.
Els capítols inicials del joc mostraran com l'Alba haurà d'encoratjar i protegir una jove Neva dels perills del seu món. Però al final del joc, una Neva més gran i ferotge es convertirà en la protectora de la seva figura materna, l'Alba.
El equipo ha estado trabajando duro para mostrar una conmovedora perspectiva sobre cómo quienes nos protegen eventualmente necesitarán nuestro cariño y cuidados también. Estamos encantados de poder compartir las últimas novedades del juego y esperamos que os unáis a Alba y Neva en su aventura en Nintendo Switch.
I've heard lots of good things about Gris. And all the previous trailers for this game, Neva, have been really good. Looks somewhat Metroidvania. It's like a action, not an action platformer, but just like, I don't know, the adventure action platformer Metroidvania-ish. Indie games always do games like this really well. We've done Elysium Tale on this channel. Yeah, that's probably the closest to what this is going to be like. Probably at some point in time we're going to also do
Creep and crawl your way up the corporate ladder of a bizarre insect megacorp that's buzzing with mysteries.
some other games that are in that same sort of genre.
RPG, you'll take on the role of Moth Cubit, an ordinary employee who's recently received a promotion.
But this is no time to celebrate. mysterious event known as the final process is looming. Can Moth and his fellow bugs save the company? Or even reality itself?
As you investigate the cramped cubicles and creepy corridors of the corporation, you'll befriend bugs from all walks of life, each with a story that's interwoven with Moth.
Not everyone will be friendly, though. Take on enemies in verbal showdowns with multiple dialogue choices, and be sure to bring your fighting words.
Your choices influence how the story progresses. There are multiple secrets, quests, and endings to unravel.
I bet this is really good. I probably wouldn't play it myself,
Buzzes onto Nintendo Switch next spring.
but that looked like, you know, dialogue choices and placing the story and like having multiple types of gameplay. It's probably like nice and short too, with lots of multiple endings.
And the original creator, Fahmi, we created Coffee Talk and Coffee Talk Episode 2.
Hey everyone, I'm Anna Winterstein, a game designer and a writer. I was the co-writer of Coffee Talk, Hibiscus and Butterfly, alongside Junkie at Toge.
Hi, I'm Kentaro Ogawa, a writer and English to Japanese games translator. I had the privilege to work on the Japanese translations of both Coffee Talk games.
Today, we are thrilled to announce that we are partnering with Coders to expand the Coffee Talk world.
We've been hard at work over the last year to come up with a story that retains the cozy
It's actually kind of
elements Coffee
interesting
Talk fans
that
are fond of, but
we're now
the
at the
same
point
time,
where
we need something new
you have
the
to
table.
have already been keeping up with other indie games in order to get new indie games. Like, I don't know what Coffee Talk is. Is that a franchise? And like when these indie games have like collab events where they add in characters from other indie games, like there's like a group of people that are really excited about stuff like that. But if you didn't play those original games, it's kind of like whatever. It's kind of like remaking old SNES games that aren't as popular. Like the people that played them or have always wanted to play them will be very excited. I guess a good example of this is like, you know, Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross is an old PS1 game that not that many people liked at the time, and a lot of people kind of have grown to like it since then. But they remade it, and I'm excited to play it again now because I played it as a teenager. But you know, most people are not going to be very excited about that. This one's also not for me. That's alright. We have more than enough games on the backlog that even if there's absolutely nothing new here that I want to play in the future, we're still going to be
Let's check out some upcoming downloadable
deep in the
content
backlog
that
for
will
the
take you
next
to
like
new and
year and
unexpected places.
2 or 3.
Discover a miniature clockwork world in the Sea of Stars Throes of the Watchmaker DLC.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, this looks really good, but I already have Sea of Stars as like a game that I want to play on stream. It's just DLC.
Zale will transform into a skillful juggler, while Valir will dazzle as an acrobat. Together with new playable character Artie, they'll explore new areas and battle through dangerous dungeons in their quest to save the world of Orlage.
I think I own this game on the PlayStation, but
on Nintendo Switch next spring.
it's so far down on the list, man.
Hey, get out of my swamp!
Sorry, Amber, but just like onions, this swamp has layers of dirt that need to be blasted away.
Ugh, fine. I'm ogre it anyway. A muddy good time awaits in the Shrek Special Pack paid DLC for Power Wash Simulator.
Okay, I
Feel
thought
like an
that was what this
all-star As
was.
you wash away the grime, covering 5 fairy tale maps from the Shrek universe, including Shrek's very own swamp and the Dragon's Lair.
Don a shiny suit of armor with
I feel
a
like this
new
would be
night
nice
themed
for
character
someone
model,
like,
and get your power washing
you know,
game on when the Shrek Special Pack
I don't know,
DLC makes a
ADHD
splash
or
on the
like,
Nintendo Switch system this fall.
it just seems like one of those things is like, is just satisfying. Not to me, but I hear that when people watch jobs get done in a certain pattern, that can be kind of soothing to them.
It's a challenging roguelike set in a grungy, whimsical world.
When I first pitched Morsels 4 years ago, was a simple top-down shooter, which is a genre I love. Since then, with the help of Sam and our programmer Iggy, we've been able to turn it into something much cooler and efficient.
I trust these guys because they've got a cat in the background.
But are also charmed by the game's personality.
Please enjoy the first ever trailer for our strange little game.
Thank you.
So you're playing as little poop. And yeah, that's a roguelike, alright. Pick stuff up, get a little stronger. Are there any roguelikes that I like? I kind of like the Simulated Universe and Star Rail, but I think that's mostly just because I like the combat of Star Rail. There was one roguelike that I played a good bit of, No More Heroes, but generally every time I try roguelike, it's not very satisfying for me. I like to collect like everything at once and have like small incremental slow progression on characters compared to, you know, get really strong really fast and then die and start over at the beginning.
They say home is where the heart is. And that's especially true for this next game.
That's right. Household objects, appliances, and even concepts turn into eligible love interests in Date Everything, a game in which you can, in fact, date pretty much everything.
With 100 dateable characters, there are plenty of unconventional partners to choose from. Fall madly in love with Fabrizio the cabinet. Become
This is kind of hilarious,
besties with
actually.
Shelly the shelf. Or come to despise Doug.
The
your,
thermostat?
Overwhelming sense of
Oh,
existential
yeah.
dread.
I think I'll pass on Doug. Can I fall in love with a lamp?
No way! Lux the lamp is all mine! But did you
Okay, that's enough internet for today.
Why don't I introduce you to
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna play anything like this, but this is like a hilarious idea. Because like, you know, inanimate, giving personalizations and like giving a character or like a human version of inanimate objects is not new. Like, you know, for example, they did that with Beauty and the Beast, right? But like, this is hilarious.
When Date Everything launches on Nintendo Switch.
Like, are you able to date the floor? Do they have the personification of the floor? What about the outdoors? I mean, they have existential dread, so they probably have those simple ones. But like, that seems like the type of game where people are going to play it and then they're going to say like, oh, here's this one thing that I can't actually date, and then they have to like come out with DLC for the other things that they didn't add in the first time.
We made cute places and enemies for our little goblin friend to explore.
We then added 2 of our friends to help speed up development, and now 4 years later, we're a team of 7, and we're excited to bring Peglin to Nintendo Switch.
The dragons have been stealing your gold for as long as you can remember. It's time to delve into the
what
heart
is
of
this
their
game
lair
called?
and exact your revenge with the power of pegs.
In this roguelike pachinko-inspired RPG, you'll aim orbs and hit pegs to deal damage in turn-based battles.
What makes it an RPG?
The more pegs you hit, the more devastating the blow you'll deal to your enemies.
Balance your way to victory with a variety of different orbs.
Okay,
Some
the different
can split
orbs and
into
levels,
multiple
okay.
copies. Others will pierce both pegs and enemies. And some will even heal you for every peg you hit.
The pegs themselves have some peculiar properties too. They can explode, help you unlock the critical power of your orbs, and more. With careful planning and aiming, you can create some spectacular combos.
Relics will radically change your game too. Equip these rare passive
Yeah, the
powers to
Elgato.
prevent lethal damage or turn pegs into bombs.
I want the coffee game.
Just to name a few.
I don't know. I don't really like
New opportunities for possible combinations.
games that are mostly dialogue. Like I don't mind it when the games has like way more dialogue than usual. Like, you know, RPGs or like Star Rail, things like that. But if the only thing to do is just to do dialogue, I don't know, man. Everyone's trying to make their little sandbox games like Little Big Planet or Roblox, or you know, just have an avatar and just have fun in the open world. This reminds me a lot of Lego Island, which is a game that probably no one remembers or has thought of in decades, but it's like this old PC game where you just like just get to walk around the Lego world and just do stuff.
Oops. Let's try this again. Scoot, scoot.
This is chained together but 2D.
Look, a key. Let's grab it.
Hey, don't jump on my head.
I'm going in.
Oh. All right, let's slow it down. And jump.
Got it.
Yay.
We make a great team. Now let's try it with 8 players.
Oh boy. As you can see, cooperation is key. In this puzzle,
And with the 8 people, then that actually could be kind of fun.
to navigate levels full of ledges, cliffs, and other obstacles.
Use strategic stacking, coordinated movement, and puzzle-solving skills to find all the keys and reach every level's exit. There are more than 60 levels, and each one can be completed no matter how many players you have on your side.
Oh, interesting.
Think again. Even greater challenges await in dark mode, where your skills and your friendships will be put to the ultimate test.
Get ready for multiplayer mischief when Pico Park 2 jumps on Nintendo Switch as a time
That one looks
console
pretty good,
exclusive
actually.
later today. Can't get enough indies? Here are some more titles headed to the Nintendo Switch system in the near future.
More Shovel Knight stuff. Two-player Rewind. I mean, I didn't play the original, but Europa. Ever heard of this one? Cuisinier. It's like a dungeon crawler when you get the materials and go back and cook with them. Do they present On Your Tail? Like, isn't her grandmother, or she's like back, I don't know. I think I remember seeing On Your Tail. You can never have too many games of like, so Metal Slug is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, and it's, you know, it's relatively difficult, but I don't really like those types of games, but I love tactics games. So like, you know, I would play this, and then if I like it, then maybe I would actually go back and play the Metal Slug games, right? Like, I think that's great. Like, it's kind of similar to Hyrule Warriors, right? Like, maybe you don't play Legend of Zelda type games, but maybe you would play, you know, Age of Calamity or something like that, and then you'd be like, oh, this story is pretty cool. Maybe I will check out that game after all, just because I'm invested in the story more than the gameplay. I've actually been thinking, like, you know, it would be really awesome if sometime in the future everything had, like, you know, you have like a story, right? And so you have like something like Final Fantasy, you have the story that the game has, but then you could just release it as multiple types of games, like Final Fantasy 17 Tactics, Final Fantasy 17, you know, like Bayonetta shooting act combo style, or side-scrolling platformer or something like that. And then you could still weave the story in there, but each person could just play whatever gameplay they want to play, and then still experience the story at the end. I've heard good things about the Plucky Squire. I think I have that on my wish list actually. It's not on my to stream list, but I think this is a really creative game, and I think that's really good.
That's all for today's show. Hey, where'd you get that pizza?
I found it in that tower over there.
What tower?
Oh, actually, it is on my to stream list. Oh, that was a popular game for a little bit, Pizza Tower. It's like Wario Land style game, but more chaotic. Seems like the type of game that I wouldn't mind playing. I already have like so many other platformers that I plan on playing though. Like I did Super Meat Boy already. I plan on doing like The Hat in Time and, you know, Hollow Knight and other like popular indie games that eventually came to the Switch. Available later today.
That's all.
I was wondering if Moki yes was gonna be here.
You enjoyed today's showcase.
You were very excited about that in the Discord, and also even back when it first was popularized.
To stay up to date on all things indie on the Nintendo
Welcome on
Switch
in.
system. Stick around for more exciting news and updates in today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, starting right now. Until next time, happy gaming!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase.
I actually kind of like the combined Indie World Partner
Focusing on
Showcase.
Nintendo Switch games launching in the second half of 2024.
Because like one issue with both the Indie World and the Partner Showcase is that, you know, people just, the videos are so short because there isn't that much content,
Falling into place.
and then like people just complain about it. So some sort of Tetris thing. I wonder which. It's probably a Tetris collection.
Celebrate the 40th anniversary of Tetris with a compilation of historic games.
Yeah, Tetris Forever compilation.
Experience the 1988 Famicom version of Tetris. Chain combos using explosions in Tetris 2 plus Bobless. Use special moves to win in Tetris Battle Guided. And more in this interactive museum, including the games shown here. In addition, enjoy the brand new Tetris Time Warp, where you'll jump between gameplay styles from across the series. You can also watch new documentary clips about the history of Tetris and its key players. Tetris Forever drops onto the Nintendo Switch system this year.
Yeah, 40th anniversary.
Plus, the NES version of Tetris is coming to Nintendo Switch Online this winter.
I might play a little bit of that. That's like a nice little time waster.
Be on the lookout for a Tetris 99 Maximus Cup event, also coming this winter. Speed into the unknown. Journey to the galaxy's depths in this high-speed sci-fi adventure. After receiving a mysterious distress signal, you'll venture through a massive alien world to reunite with your beloved. Ride the stylish hoverboard to explore stunning landscapes filled with all sorts of alien structures, from scorching sand
This looks
to
kinda
wavy
good.
waters. Each area will challenge your traversal skills. Along the way, you'll face enemies in frenetic melee combat. By unlocking skills and combining different abilities, you can find more creative ways to overcome foes.
This actually looks kind of really good.
Customize the hoverboard to match your riding style. Solve puzzles puzzles, and gather resources to boost its speed, steering, gravity, and more. Whether you're racing through terrain at high speeds or in the throes of combat, the hoverboard will be there to help you. Leave no stone unturned as you explore every corner of this vast planet. You never know what or who you'll find. Star Overdrive launches as a timed exclusive on Nintendo Switch.
That looks really good.
Do whatever floats your goat.
Goat Simulator.
Welcome to the vast island of San Angora, where you'll take on the role of a goat.
I don't really get the simulator games, honestly.
Sprawling sandbox adventure, you'll headbutt, lick, and
I guess it's not that different from the previous game, Sunset Overdrive or whatever it's called. Like, it's still an open world that you just kind of explore around and do silly stuff in.
Complete quests and gain karma to progress the story and unlock customization options. From fashionable nonsense like floral shirts and inflatable tubes to goat variants, including tall, angry, and even tasty goats. So buckle up and grab your fashion style by the horns. And you're not the only belligerent Billy around here. Unleash all sorts of bad mischief in two-player.
I guess I just, in general, the issues that I don't really like when the sole premise is just being silly. Like, if I have a game that usually takes itself seriously and then they have a silly moment in it, or like, you know, the dialogue is hilarious or something like that, that's different from, you know, the only thing you have to do is to goof around. I'm already sold. Yeah, Legend of Heroes. Classic JRPG. Star Wars Hunters. I think that I heard that that's like a MOBA or something like that. It was pretty popular for a while. Ooh. I used to, when I was in, what year was that? Probably like junior year, I'd imagine. I was supposed to be taking this computer science class where we were going to learn how to program and whatnot. But the schools, like I had already signed up for it the year before, so I go into the class the next year. And it turns out that the teacher that would have otherwise taught it and was like really great and like everyone always passed the AP Java tests and whatnot, you know, they retired or they quit or something happened where they basically weren't going to teach the class. But instead of like just saying, sorry kids, you don't get to take this class, like have a free period or something like that, they just tried to fill the position. So we had a bunch of like temporary teachers throughout the year. Then they finally hired this one person. We found out as the students that she totally lied on her resume. She actually was not qualified at all to teach computer science, but she basically like said that she was able to do it and like got the job and then like started taking night classes so that she would be able to actually teach the class. This is stuff you learn throughout the semester after whatnot. But basically, because we were a bunch of high school students that were on the the school computer network, unsupervised, with a teacher that didn't know the actual subject material, instead of actually, you know, learning any programming, we just spent the entire school year playing computer games like Worms. We played a lot of Worms, and we played a lot of Age of Empires 2. I told my other friends that, my college friends later on, that I took AP Age of Empires because that's basically the only thing that we did. I don't know how fun this would be if you didn't have like other humans to play against. I know that the bots were pretty bad in Worms, but I don't know. New content for Dreamlight Valley. Don't think my wife ever finished the Lion King expansion.
this SpongeBob? No, this is Patrick. The silly sea star from SpongeBob SquarePants stars in this physics-based sandbox adventure. Bikini Bottom is your oyster. Make some hilarious mayhem by performing whimsical skydives, digging up treasure in the dump, or even blowing off steam in Mrs. Puff's rage room. Experiment with items you find, from exploding pies to paint tubes to make the world more Patrick-y. And he's not the only familiar face here. Take on comical challenges from SpongeBob, Sandy, Squidward, and more.
It's so wild how good the 3D looks in this SpongeBob SquarePants game. Because like I'm just thinking about like the original SpongeBob SquarePants game on the GameCube and how terrible that looked. I mean, it looked great at the time, but it's just wild how good it all looks now.
Okay, let's get started. Ready? 1, 2, jump.
The latest entry in the fitness boxing series is punching its way onto Nintendo Switch. Newly added features make it easier to train more regularly. Use Quick Workout to jump into an exercise program right after launching the game.
Right, put the touches together, but it looks like you've got more in you.
Once you're done, try going the distance.
With an extra workout?
With mitt drills, you'll practice with your instructor at your own pace. Looking good. And in Sit Fit Boxing, you can complete exercise programs while seated for a different training experience. 30 brand new songs are included. There are also 6 instructors, including 2 new ones. Plus, you can change their hairstyles.
That seems so unimportant, but maybe people care about that. I don't know.
Fitness Boxing 3, your personal trainer, launches on the Nintendo Switch system December 5th.
Why does their hair matter?
This is going to be a match to remember. 8 Capcom fighting games are brawling their way onto Nintendo Switch in
Yeah, they showed that off last time, Capcom Fighting Collection. Now you can actually play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the Switch.
Millennium Fight 2000 Pro.
I was trying to figure out whether there's crossplay between this and PlayStation version.
Project Justice.
So I'd rather use a Pro controller. But if there's no crossplay, then like there's no point in getting it because like no one's going to. There's like the population is going to be so small. Also, maybe I should get it just for Power Stone, regardless. So like that's was like the second arena brawler, similar to it's like basically Smash but in 3D.
You can also visit the museum to enjoy artwork and music from each game. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 launches on Nintendo Switch next year. Plus, jump into the fray when Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics hyper combos its way onto Nintendo Switch September 12th.
Oh, okay. There's 2 of them. There's Fighting Collection, and that's the one that I was thinking of. And then Fighting Collection 2 is this other one. Well, let me re-look at that, because like, what games did they actually add that I would actually... Because like, Fighting Collection had a lot of good games in it. Like, I don't know.
Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000 Pro. Capcom vs. SNK 2 Mark of the Millennium 2000.
I don't know why they would split it up like that. Shouldn't they? Oh, I guess Power Stone is on here.
Capcom Fighting Evolution.
I think that they really messed themselves up because like, oh, okay, they have Alpha 3 on here. That's like the game. So it's either you get Collection 1 for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Collection 2 for Alpha. Third Strike.
Each game has its own training mode and is playable online. You can also visit the museum to enjoy artwork and music from each game.
as someone that didn't play most of those games, like I'm not excited about any of them, but I know that I know the significance of Third Strike and Power Stone at least. So like that would be enough for me to possibly get it. I'm gonna still wait and see what the deal is with crossplay, because obviously they're not advertising whether there's going to be crossplay on the Nintendo Direct, but I might be able to see that in like Capcom's marketing. I'm already sold. Just tell me what it is so I can put it on the list. Oh, am I sold actually? Maybe I'm not actually. I thought it was going to be an RPG. It's more like an action exploration game. Now I'm neutral on it. Oh, I'm not very interested in it anymore. That's like a video game spin-off from like an anime series, I think.
Featuring a brand new protagonist. All right, let's see some more headlines. Adventures and allies await in these Nintendo Switch games.
There's a lot of like crafting in those types of games.
Remasters of the first two Suikoden games are coming to Nintendo
Yep,
Switch.
I'm getting that for sure. Suikoden.
And befriend up to 108 allies in these turn-based RPGs. During your
It's like 7 characters. You control like 10 characters at once on screen.
While fighting for your cause. This collection adds new support features, like the ability to speed up combat and automate battles with a single button. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster, Gate Rune, and Dunan Unification Wars launches on Nintendo Switch March 6th, 2025. The HD 2D remake of Dragon Quest III
Yep, getting that one too.
gathering your companions and selecting their vocations.
That was this was an interesting one because last time they said, you know, Dragon Quest III was released third, but it takes place before Dragon Quest 1 and 2. And they're actually releasing Dragon Quest 1 and 2's HD 2D remake after this one. So they're actually releasing it in story order as opposed to original release order.
Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. 3 Castlevania games originally released on the Nintendo
man.
system.
This is my childhood, or at least, you know, my teenage.
Order of Ecclesia. Rise again in a single collection.
How are they going to do that, though? So these 3 games, the reason why they aren't on the Castlevania Advance Collection is because there's like a touchscreen function in here. Like on the DS, you had to like draw runes and glyphs on the bottom screen in order for stuff to happen on the big screen or on your action screen. So like, how are they going to do that? I mean, I'm very glad that because I've always thought like, that's always the problem with, you know, gimmick consoles, right? Like, how are you going to use the touchscreen and whatnot? But I'm so happy that they're adding that. This is the first time I'm hearing of this. I'm gonna just go ahead and immediately add that.
But that's for another time. Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake ventures onto Nintendo Switch November 14th.
That was Castlevania.
3 Castlevania games originally released on the Nintendo DS system: Dawn of Sorrow,
Dawn of Sorrow,
Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia. Rise again in a single collection. Arcade classic Haunted Castle is also included, featuring the original and a reimagined version. Plus, there's a gallery that includes exclusive art and a music player. Castlevania Dominus Collection launches on the Nintendo Switch system later today.
Later today, I'm gonna just buy it. Why wouldn't I?
You believe in. The award-winning strategy series returns with Sid Meier's Civilization 7. Rule as one of many legendary historical figures, including newly added leaders such as Queen Himiko. Friendship is her strength, and she can initiate diplomatic endeavors that help you research new technologies, expand your territory, establish your empire across the map, and conquer or cooperate with rival civilizations. You can even create your own path through history by choosing different civs with each new age. In the modern age, you can evolve your empire into Meiji Japan, known for its scientific strength and military force. Plus, you and your friends can see your kingdoms collide in online or local play. Can you create an empire that stands the test of time? Turn the page on a revolutionary new chapter when Sid Meier's Civilization 7 launches on the Nintendo Switch system February 11th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. Forge bonds transcending time. Celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Tales of series with a remaster of the action RPG Tales of Grace's F.
Is this the original Tales of? I have Tales of Symphonia. And I've heard of a couple of other, like, of the newer games, like Tales of Berseria, but I never knew where the origins came from.
Several years have since passed.
You know, I'm down. What's the name of this thing again? I'll add it to the list.
An empire that stands the test of time? Turn the page on a revolutionary new chapter when Sid Meier's Civilization 7 launches on
Got some amount of time before we get to it, but that's alright.
Pre-orders are available now on
We'll probably
Nintendo
play
eShop.
Tales of Symphonia before we go back to this.
Forge bonds transcending time. Celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Tales of series with a remaster of the action RPG Tales of Grace's F. When the protagonist Asbel and Prince Richard meet Sophia's children,
We will always be friends.
the three soon become lifelong friends. Several years have since passed. With their strong friendship and desire to protect their loved ones, the now grown-up trio get entangled in a conflict that will determine the fate of the world. This remaster adds enhancements like destination icons and toggling enemy encounters, as well as downloadable content from the original game.
What do you mean downloadable content from the original game? It's too old to have downloadable content. Tales of Symphonia was on the GameCube.
F Remastered launches on Nintendo Switch January 17th. 2 adorable adventures, 1 cozy bundle.
Oh wow, I remember this franchise. This used to be like a flash game. Not a flash game, but like, you know, you just go to a website to play it or something like that. Like, I played The Sims 2 a lot, as well as The Sims 3, and that basically got me. And like, I also played like The Sims Herbs, which is just like a handheld version of The Sims. But I was like done with The Sims by the time The Sims 4 came out.
To manage this perilous pizzeria, test your skills and your nerves in this first-person horror game. As the newest employee of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, you'll have plenty of job duties, such as helping performers prep for a show in the Pizzaplex salon, getting high scores by playing nostalgic arcade minigames, and hopping on attractions like a log ride. Sounds easy enough, right? But you'll be doing all of this while avoiding animatronic atrocities along the way. Become a Fazbear Entertainment superstar in Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2. Launching
It's
on
a pretty
Nintendo
popular
Switch
franchise.
this holiday. And if you're looking for more adventures in the Mega Pizzaplex, help Cassie find her friend and escape the ruins in this free story DLC for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, launching on Nintendo Switch this holiday. Let's check out some Nintendo Switch games launching in time for the holidays.
Luckily, it sounds like they're using just generic music, so I don't have to like worry about copyright. They announced a lot of this at the last partner showcase. Even though I've never played Horizon Zero Dawn or anything like that, I bet this game is so incredible. All the LEGO games are always good, no matter where they're from. You do sometimes need to like actually play the original or watch the original media, because like some jokes will go over your head otherwise. This looks good, whatever it is. No, not farming. Why does everything have a farming simulator now? Yeah, no thank you, Rune Factory. I'm familiar with the franchise.
In this fresh take on the Rune Factory series, step into a bigger adventure than ever before. As an earth dancer, you'll channel the spiritual powers of nature through dance. Use the sacred drum to help crops grow faster. And the sacred parasol to summon rain. These treasures and your earth dancer abilities can revitalize the land. Restore this once fruitful region to cultivate fields. Construct houses and more to revive nature and establish prospering villages. Venture through the enchanting lands of Azuma, but beware, monsters may lie in wait. Harness your Earth Dancer abilities to confront them and restore certain monsters to their human forms. As you settle into village life, get to know the community around you and deepen your relationships to find friendship or even romance. Who knows? A wedding could even be on the horizon. Experience a beloved series reimagined.
I'm sure that it's great. Like, you know, they've made so many Rune Factory games at this point, but I just can't be bothered to manage farming.
Please take a look.
Oh, this is Yakuza or Like a Dragon.
In Yakuza Kiwami. Meet Kazuma Kiryu, a Yakuza accused of murdering his clan's patriarch, and Haruka, a young girl on the run. Two individuals whose fates intertwine. Set in Kamurocho, Japan's largest entertainment district.
There's like something about this franchise, like it used to be called Yakuza, like Yakuza 1, 2, and 3. And then like something happened, and then it was called like a Dragon for a while, and then this is like the same character, but the name of the game is like neither Yakuza or Like a Dragon.
So take a break from brawling every once in a while. Discover how the epic series began when Yakuza Kiwami launches on Nintendo Switch October 24th.
Maybe it's just a prequel to the Yakuza franchise.
That's all for today's
Yakuza
Nintendo
Kiwami.
Direct Partner Showcase. Thank you for watching.
There's some games that look pretty good today. Some games were even good enough for me to want to stream them. That's actually it. Let's see, we got 4 new games added to the list from this. It's a lot. The list is very long. And like most of the options, or most of the lines on here are like at least 40-hour games. Well, we're actually making some progress through it. I'm looking through and it's like, you know, all these older games we actually finished. Rip Silk Song, yep. It's a terrible direct. There was no Silk Song news. Therefore, nothing that they had was of value. Hollow Knight fans are in shambles right now. Yeah, they're always in shambles. When did they announce that? Like 2018, something like that? They, yeah, they pretty much have no hope for a while. Like, they're more likely for the developers of the studio to move on to other areas and then like develop something that's very similar to Hollow Knight at their new job location than for Silk Song to happen at this point. Because like we're hearing no news about it. Like we're not even hearing like, oh, it's been shelved or it's not happening or we're still working on it. It just costs a lot of money and we're redoing all the assets. It's just like hearing just absolutely no news on it. So much is an urban legend. So there is a video out there somewhere about it, but yeah, no news on that. I don't know, I don't really have anything that I'm looking forward to in particular on a Nintendo Direct. I mean, obviously, I always want to know what Square Enix is up to. Like, what are they remaking? What are they making new? They seem to put a lot of their, like, experimental games on the Switch. Like, they did the, I wonder if I can pull something up here. No, they don't have any. Okay, there we go. So if I go to Square Enix page, like they took a chance with Triangle Strategy. That was a timed release, timed exclusive. They did Harvestella, although that was on all platforms at the same time. Octopath Traveler was the first of the HD 2D games that they released that on Switch exclusively for several months. Like their ActRaiser game, Various Day Life. Like they just like release a bunch of like weird games on the Switch first. I probably have like half of the actual games that Square Enix has released just on the Switch here, right? like Oninaki. That was a great game. Balan Wonderland, Romancing Saga 2, Lost Sphere, which I also own. And these are just, is this DLC? Why is there Romancing Saga? Oh, okay, I think that Romancing Saga 2, I think I have the original remake. And then this is a HD 3D remake of it. Like they released Pocket Edition, which is their mobile version of Final Fantasy 15 on the Switch. Because obviously we're not going to be able to handle the real Final Fantasy 15. It doesn't show purchased for Tactics Ogre, but I do have that physically. Same with Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2. I have Nier Automata on the PlayStation. And I also have... Do I have Kingdom Hearts? I think that I don't think I have Kingdom Hearts. I think that because I subscribed to the PlayStation Online service, I have access to play Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3. Or maybe just 1 and 2, or up until whatever comes before 3. We're going to be playing Square Enix games until I'm 90. Yeah, that was a pretty good direct. Seems like a pretty good time to just end it here. Did the review. Games were all kind of all over the place. There were a lot of games that I thought like someone cares about, but like there weren't that many that I personally care about. This is huge though, the Castlevania Dominus collection. Like this tells a whole story because like tells like the end of Castlevania, and like the it's really good. Like all of these games, like I have the Advanced collection, and then if I have this, then I'll also have the DS collection. And then like I don't think they really made new Castlevania games since then, or since these, so like you basically could get the complete franchise at this point on the Switch, because there's also the Legacy edition, which I also have. I think. Do I have that? I'm pretty sure I have that. So here's the Advanced collection. I must have passed it. Yeah, here's the Anniversary collection. And there are a couple that are missing on the Switch, I think. Like, I don't know, I don't think you have Symphony of the Night on the Switch at all, still. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the middle, like Rondo of Blood, Symphony of the Night. Like, those aren't on here. At least I'm pretty sure that they aren't part of the Anniversary collection. I bought Metroid Dread like the month that it came out. Yeah, so this is the beginning of the Castlevanias, and we now have the end of the Castlevanias, but there's like a bunch of stuff in the middle, like Castlevania 64. We're probably not going to get the Lord of Shadows games. Like when Castlevania became Metroidvanias, like we're missing like that stuff in the middle. But, you know, we got time. We can wait. Maybe it'll be on the Switch too, whenever that comes out. Let's see. So today is Tuesday night, technically Wednesday morning. Yeah. So tonight we're gonna try to get some Tactics Ogre going. I would like to finish this before, babies arrive, so that I can say if I've at least finished 2 games this year. Because otherwise it'll be a very sad year for the channel where all I do is just play Star Rail. Happy for me, but sad for the channel. So we're gonna try to finish up Tactics Ogre this week or next. I don't really want to plan out a game that we'll play after that because my life's gonna kind of be up in the air. And then Thursday will be the typical Smash stream, and then Friday we probably will play some Star Rail, and then Saturday back to Unite. I don't really want to plan further out than that, so I'll leave that as it is for now. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe for more. I'll be back tomorrow with Tactics Ogre, hopefully. But I will see you guys next time. Take care, and goodbye.